1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hoop. McCutcheon students. So today I'm here to try to help you understand how to complete your assignment for the week. You just watched a video of my performance. Hopefully you'll do the same thing. You'll record yourself performing a rhythm that you created. Alright, so I'm going to walk you through this quickly if I can. What your main goal here, to create a musical instrument from found sounds. It could be as simple as using your hand on your table. Okay, so we're going to create a musical instrument, and then we're going to make some music with it. First thing, explore. Find as many different ways as you can play your instrument. You probably saw on the video that I got lots of different sounds out of my can and rubber band. After you explore your instrument, you're going to make a performance. Your job is to create a rhythm pattern. There's certain things that your rhythm must have, and it says it here. I won't read it for you, you can read it. But what I want you to do is to try to think of how you can make your performance interesting. Okay, after you decide and you create your rhythm and you play it, and you make a plan, a form, you just say how you're going to do it. So for example, maybe you're going to say, okay, I'm going to go ABA is my form, and I'm going to, during the A section, I'm going to tap B section, softly scrape, so that way I get some change in there. Okay, something like that is what I'm looking for. Your plan. What's your plan? Write it down. Okay, number 3, if you're a second or third grader, you can skip that part altogether. You can do it if you want, but it's not required. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. I'm going to come back to number 3. We'll do that last. The next part is analyze. And so you're going to write down these answers about your instruments. After you analyze it, you've created it, you've notated it, you're going to record yourself and upload it to the Google Classroom. But before you do, you can watch it yourself and you can evaluate your performance. This is what I instructed you to do, what your performance should include. The rhythm should be at least 8 beats long. When I did mine, I like to do this kind of thing, so it was much longer than 8 beats. It's actually 32 beats. But nevertheless, if you go just 8 beats, that's long enough. The rhythm is performed the same way every time. It can be performed over and over without stopping. Okay, that's like a checklist. There and there and there. That's your checklist. But down here is a rubric to help you score yourself on how interesting was your performance. So there's several things that go into that, and you can read what the rubric says so that you can understand what I'm looking for. Great. Now let me go back up to this part that says notate. So if you're a 2nd or 3rd grader and you don't want to do it, then you don't need to watch anymore. And everyone else, here we go. Okay, this is how I notated my rhythm. The very first thing I did was I just created space. So right here, I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just put a space for my rhythm. Now I had to go longer because my rhythm was longer, so I went down to 16. There's the bar lines here, and then the time signature. So I created space, and then I wrote my rhythm down. Now I had already figured out my rhythm. I could do it over and over. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. That's my rhythm, and I already could do it over and over and over. So now I just had to figure out how to write it down. And it took me a minute, but I figured it out and I wrote it like that. I want you to see the analysis of my rhythm. It's the same thing that you just saw, except I'm explaining to you that there's 2 phrases. First 8 beat and the second 8 beats. And you know that every phrase ends with a cadence. So when I did that rhythm, I had 2 connecting cadences. And so it never sounded like it was finished. For that reason, I added something. I added what we called a second ending, and a repeat sign. So my original rhythm was that, and I repeated back and did that, but instead of ending with another connecting cadence, I made an ending cadence. Now my rhythm is 32 beats long, and that's what I'm going to repeat. There's one other thing. If you can't write that out, you just can't do it, that's okay. You could try it this way. My rhythm is ta, ta, dee, ta, 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 dee, ti, ta, dee, like that. So, for example, my rhythm, ta, 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 dee, ta, 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 dee, ti, ta, dee, like that. Okay, if that doesn't work, you can't figure it out that way either, don't worry about it. Just maybe make stick notation or some other picture of what your rhythm is like. So I wrote out the beats, and then I tried to figure out where the sounds that I was making happened in relation to the beats. So I had 5, 6, 7, 8, da, 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 da. So I kept track of where the beats are, and I figured out on what beat there were notes, and if there were other notes that happened in between the beats, I put them roughly where they would be. So I kind of drew a picture of my rhythm. That would be okay too. Okay, so I did one other thing on my notation to help me remember. My um, my rhythm included different pitches. So sometimes I pull a rubber band and make a snap, and then sometimes I tap. And so I wrote arrows, up and down arrows, to indicate when I should snap and when I should tap. That might be helpful to you, might not. Okay, so here is what it would actually look like. My rhythm notated. I've got notation software, so I can make it look snazzy like this. I thought it would help you to see what it would look like for real. Here's my rhythm, and I wanted you to also be able to see the repetition. So you see, I have 3 measures that start the same. Ba, go, da. This one goes ba, go, da. That goes ba, go, da. The 4th one is different. Ba, and I have a cadence up there. Ba, go, da. Ba, ba, go, da. Da, go, da. So 3 measures starting the same, and the 4th measure different. There's other ways I used repetition, but I wanted you to see when you make your rhythm, you'll want to have some repetition in there. This is my entire piece. Like I said, I got carried away, and instead of just doing one section and performing it differently, I made all different sections, and sometimes I was tapping and scratching. And my form was A, B, A, C, A, D, A, E. So I get you through the assignment. If you have any other questions, then give me a call. Good luck.